So I've been on site for a couple of hours. It's about 7:30 or 8 o'clock. The sun is just starting to go down. Oh, this is dry already. It's hot. It's damned hot. It's hot. It's hot. I was going to come up with a colourful simile for how hot it is, something coarse, but I'm too hot. What was I saying? Matt has arrived. We were about an hour ahead of him. I thought we were, and he's turned the office into a frenzy of activity, as he does. So I've moved out of the way because nobody needs me being in the way. We haven't got power yet, so I can't do any work either. Despite being a highly paid professional LARP writer, Graham forced me to carry extremely heavy cushions out of our office, which had been stored there from the hub, and put them in a building literally like, I don't know, I mean, can you see? I don't think I can angle it right. Anyway, put them in a different crate about 40 feet away from the crate we work in, which is outrageous, frankly, and I'm going to complain to my union. We picked up a bunch of new boxes. I'm sat outside one of them now, which is quite nice. They're fairly austere and basic inside, but it's another step up in our infrastructure-y stuff. For various departments. I know that one over there is the God box, which they're going to be storing all their stuff in. It's all good. I'm having a few quiet minutes with a bottle of water and a Quorn vegetarian steak slice, which I'm quite looking forward to. I'm just waiting for the heat to break a bit. We've done fuck all work since we did the arcane projections in the car, largely due to the fact that we're too hot. The high point of the last hour or so has been some extended banter about the correct plural for the word hoof, which mostly came out of picking on Graham, so it was an odd conversation. So, yes, I'm rambling a little bit because I've caught the sun. I have a horrible feeling that that's going to be a theme for this weekend. Fingers crossed, eh? Right, speak to you in a bit. So, 1 o'clock in the morning on, well, technically Thursday now. I'm talking quietly because everybody else is in bed. Oh God, I'm attracting moths already. Anyway, I didn't get a huge amount of work done tonight. We had some server problems, nothing big. Luckily, because this is not my first rodeo, I had a bunch of stuff on my computer to be working through, so I did that. Got some ritual tech stuff done. What we mostly did though, was kind of hang out a bit. It was a luxury, but to be honest, it's helped me, feel less stressed, which is an improvement for tomorrow. Matt and I mostly, Graham was in bed earlier. I'm not surprised, it was a long day driving. Matt and I hung out with sort of Dave, Kibble White, and Claire, and Steve, and then Andy Connell joined us later on, and we talked about Fairyland and about doing a LARP, which would be a lot of fun, and then about 90s vampire LARP and Celerity Time Freeze, which is always funny. And it was good. We sort of swapped LARP war stories and talked about the crazy idea that the level up playing ought to be fun. And it's good to do that from time to time. It is, I mean, it sounds trite, but it recharges you to actually talk about having fun at LARP. When you run a LARP game, it is, I think, at least for me, too easy to stop having fun and just become annoyed, frustrated, stressed, all that shit without any of the positives, particularly since it's become a job. So it's good to hang out with other LARPers and talk about how fun our stupid fucking hobby is. Would the time have been better used writing fucking ambassador reports? Probably. But actually, no, probably not. This weekend is going to be stressful enough without going into it in a bad mood. So yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm not sure I'll necessarily include this in the video because it is mostly me talking about, no, whatever. I'm going to bed now. I'll have to be up earlier in the morning. I should have been in bed an hour ago. But yeah, might do green cloaks. That's a bit of a discussion. We're kind of keen on the idea of taking a bunch of crew down to a live role-playing game and actually playing. I'm not sure I approve of playing, but I can pretend, or I can play an NPC who is pretending to be a play character. I've done that before. So I'm going to bed. Today has not been the most productive day in the world, but it has been surprisingly relaxing. Wait, no, I most likely kill you in the morning. For some reason, our office is full of bugs. Not the cool Russian kind, but loads of tiny flies and massive moths, red ones for no particular reason, and it's just peculiar. It must be the time of year or the weather, but this is the second year we've had the crate, and it's never been like this before. There were also there's like 5 little mothy things crawling over my tablet, which is what I'm using to give myself some light here, and it is a problem. It is a bit of a problem. It's very distracting. I think I've been bitten about half a dozen times this evening, which is never good. So yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Perhaps it's because we've done too much prop with our Halligan recently. But yeah, we appear to have become an office full of tiny insects attacking our lights and landing on everything with sweat on it, which is everything. I have no idea what the answer is. No.
Go ahead.
It's 12:30. I've been up since 7. Sun mostly came pouring straight in through the window. I wasted the additional time that I was awake chatting about some plot-related stuff with Claire, and about egregores and things, and also about the new game that her gang of people are working on, which sounds very cool, which I'm quite excited about. Catching up with people. I've just finished the additional ritual text we need for this event. We've managed to squeeze in an extra one, which I wasn't sure we were going to do, for the new Doyen of the Spheres position. I'm a little worried about the fact that the Empire now has the ability to codify 4-ish rituals an event. We really should be doing these well before the event, but they always end up slipping for some reason. I think it's because they just feel they don't feel pressing, but they're done. One of them is nicely bread and butter. It's nice to see though. Sometimes I think the best rituals that the players make are often, this is controversial, are often the ones that feel a bit like other rituals we already have. I like it when they do cool additional stuff, but it is a lot of extra work for us. I think I've already mentioned that I want to take another look at how we're doing arcane projections, and whether they've turned into a disappointment engine. This afternoon we'll be making sure all the stuff for PAX is done. It is heavy going. The heat is not helping. I'm not naturally a man who works well in heat. I'm currently lounging in the bedroom, where everything is incredibly hot because the sun pours straight in through the window, while Sam does IT support and sets up printers for me. I'm still in a good mood, which is quite an achievement. That would probably dissolve soon. Yeah, that's it. It's not the most exciting update in the world, but it's only Thursday, so all the stress comes tomorrow. It's 5 o'clock on Thursday, and the sun is fucking killing us. That is all. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. The last several hours have been a bit mental. Basically non-stop writing. We got all the arcane projections done. I've got about, made sure half the stuff that needs to be in packs is in packs. Graham has gone off down to do things in the bar, work things. He's not the pisser out. We spent the last half hour or so just enjoying it being cold and dark. It's been too hot today. It's been too hot. And then, of course, once it started to get cool, and the energy for actually doing some work came back, the entire box filled with cannibalistic horror insects that took turns biting us. So, gonna have to be up early in the morning and get as much work done until it gets too hot for us to do any more work. And with traditional skill, despite the fact I've only actually been out in the sun for like a grand total of half an hour, walking to various places quickly, wearing a rag on my head, I've sunburnt the back of my neck. Right. I'm going to go to bed. Night, folks. I've just remembered the actual reason I came out of the video. Something I really have caught the sun. I saw one of the best things today. A couple of people from Navarre, I'll have to find out their names, I can't remember off the top of my head. I've done an in-character colouring book for Empire. They've donated a bunch of them to the Academy, and they are just, honestly, they're just so cool. They are edutainment. There's only 10 or 12 pages or so, but each one has a little factoid about a nation related to colour or costume or traditions, and a picture for you to colour in. They're just great. Yeah, it's just another one of those little things, what I think Renner calls ephemera, that accumulate around the game, where people take the stuff that we've created and make really cool things with them. So colouring books. Just keep your eye out for them on the field. It's 10 o'clock Friday morning. I've just been shaved and the victim of banter by my so-called friends. Bullying. It's a reasonably nice morning. The weather broke a bit last night, I think, so that's good. We've been, I skived the head of department meeting because I'm not a head of a department, which is great. I've been given a definitely not passive aggressive 3-9 whip by the new head of the plot team about things I need to produce for packs, but we are on top of that at the moment. And I think it's going reasonably well. I haven't had any breakfast yet, but there's still like half an hour before it's officially brunch instead of breakfast. That's largely it. I'm still in a good mood. I'm reasonably confident we'll hit our various deadlines, and then I can focus on NPCing and encounters and things for this evening. Right. Speak to you in a bit. Whew. So it's gone 7. It's about an hour or so, maybe 2. I haven't checked my clock in a while into the game, and things seem to be going all right. We were a bit under the hammer on the ambassador briefs, but we increasingly are. One of the things that's working quite well with them, in my opinion, is that we've shifted much more of the discussion around international diplomacy into the wider field. We opened it out a bit, while still leaving a lot of the capacity to drive what is being discussed with the ambassadors. I'll probably write a post about it sometime. Right now, it's raining a little bit. The weather's not been too bad today compared to yesterday. I've been bit to fuck by horseflies, which is not ideal. I've been compared to a balloon by Renner, which I took in good part because my people are jolly, as you know. And I'm just about to go and do scrutiny with the Imperial, with the rest of the Constitutional Court, which is nice. One of the advantages of Dave Kibblewhite taking a bit of a lead on the plenipotentiaries is I don't need to just be busy doing those all Friday night. So it's good. I'm still feeling positive. Yeah. Cool. Right. Speak to you in a bit. Just a quick one. Scrutiny has been delayed slightly, so that John Creek Kargovich can investigate a very serious crime involving a senator potentially having seconded 2 motions at the last event. One of the things I love about the game is the fact that it's gone all Midsummer Murders basically over there, as questions are being asked and evidence gathered and witness statements being taken, because somebody may or may not have put somebody's name on a piece of official paperwork more times than is allowed. And it sounds silly, but yeah, it just makes me really happy about our game in a sad sort of way. Right. Yeah, I'm going to go back to it now. Hi, Steve. It's just coming up to 11. I've just done my first roll of the weekend. Oh, nice. Nice. I've just done my first... Sorry, I've been distracted by Steve, who's off to go and do bad things on the field with a thing tied to his ankle. Yeah, did the first roll of the weekend. Signed a Kingdom Plenipotentiary. It was all right. It was... Yeah, I thought I had telegraphed on the Wind of Fortune that it was not going to be a great triumph. But the nicest thing, the funny story, is I said to Phil, who does our light and sounding effects, you know, come out, my voice sounds slightly different. He looked quite concerned and said, the only thing I can do is make it reverberate so it sounds really cool across the entire whole world. So I was like, oh well, we'll never try that then, shall we? But that was all right. I'm off to go and do another Plenipotentiary now. I'm having to record this studying the Door of Monster because we've had to turn all the lights out in the Mat Cave because even though we're in the 21st century, we can't cope with all the insects. And after that, it's start prepping for tomorrow. So it's been maintained a good event. It's in a good mood. I'm expecting everything to be on fire and fall into a swamp by this time tomorrow. See you in a bit. Midday. Irritatingly, I've started developing a hay fever, so I've got a headache and everything. But I've been down to crew welfare and taking some ibuprofen and antihistamines. This is take 2 because Graham, without any consideration, came into his office while I had the camera pointed at the door. He has been outside in the damp for a chunk of this morning, explained to players who are too late to monster that they're too late to monster, which is one of his favourite jobs, isn't it? Nope. I'm really digging the special effects setup in the Hall of Worlds. After the Egregore meeting this morning, there was some talk about some concern regarding a plot that I'm running using an Eternal, and it was just a really easy mat to go out with Dave Young, grab the microphone, just chat with some players as a herald, using Andy NPC voice number 3, quiet and calm and never gets angry, which I can't use for too long before I want to cut myself. What else is going on at the minute? This morning is mostly tidying up some fallout from yesterday's conclave, making sure that ribbons and things are ready to go. We have in the past we have been very poor at actually responding to our plots when they come out of conclave sessions, but we're getting better, and I'm confident today that a big pile of quills that I'm currently attaching ribbons to will be dropped off at the suitable location before this afternoon. That's largely it. We've got a load more Leviathans in than we normally do, but they're all pretty straightforward, and that is what I'll be doing for my next job. And after that, I'm reasonably clear until the Sodogwa encounter. Although Matt and I are talking about going out into the field to press the flesh and deliver some historical research stuff, which is always fun, assuming I have my Leontes the Scribe costume. And that's it. Morale seems to be reasonably good. I don't know why I'm looking at Graham. Morale amongst the plot writers, it seems to be reasonably good. And that's it. I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye. It's about 2 o'clock. Graham is in the main office doing the ref debrief section after the battle, which apparently was a good battle according to the skirmish fellas I've spoken to. I'm eating a cold toasty with pesto, which is still delicious. Cold because I've just got back from doing Leviathans. I'm really pleased with how Leviathans is going. We had 5 questions in last night, 4 of which we answered today. And I also took a few moments to hang out with Dave Young and Rich Whittaker at the Regio, which has transformed. It used to be there was a tent there with a chair in it, and a ref would sit in it and glower at people. But now it's like a little mini ref hub on the field with, you know, laptops and chairs and drinks and stuff. We're going to be taking them our site map over in a minute because they need it a lot more than we do. And that's really nice. It was also nice seeing Doug Hare's smiling face go past several times doing ref things while I was just waiting. Yeah. Yeah. The event appears to be going quite well. The rain has dampened things down a little bit. I'm now damp. The rain has dampened things down a little bit, but that's going well. I had a nice chat with Ian Horn, who kind of takes the lead on our encounter tents, and the big encounter tent idea that Jess had about having a giant plant monster that could be used in various plots over the course of the weekend seems to be going really well. I've just spoken to Sam, who is the leader of the academy, and they're in there doing a bunch of quests for their young to mid kids. And I know she's got some big quests coming up later this afternoon in which the cadets can go off and endanger their lives fighting the enemies of the Empire. So that seems to be going really well as well. And to my shock, we're on Saturday afternoon and I'm still in a good mood and everything seems to be going quite well. I have a couple of jobs to do. I'm just about to go and make an in-character version of a card game called Coup happen using the journey decks. And if it keeps on like this, and if the weather stays a little bit miserable but not pissing down, then I think we'll have had one of our best events. I'm not touching wood. I'm not superstitious. Rather, I'm not touching wood while I'm on camera. Right. Speak to you this afternoon. Oh, yes. While I'm on the subject of toasties, the toasty van we've had for this event has made me break my rule about using meal tickets. I've used a lot of meal tickets in that I've had a delicious cheese toasty for almost every meal. They're just so good. The ones with pesto and pepper in. Yes, I would sort of kiss my fingers and make a noise about them, if not for the fact that my other hand is currently full of a cheese toasty. Cheese toasties is what I'm saying. Right, it's just gone 2. I'm always now technically Sunday morning. Oh, but a very busy night. Distracting a bunch of people in the Hall of Worlds of Sodogwa with my obligatory annual Sodogwa audience, which was a lot of fun. There were a lot of new players there, it seemed. A lot of new groups, representatives of new covens, and that was good. It's kind of the role of the character is to support new magicians. And then I came dashing straight out of that and into the Thule diplomacy encounter, which was I think was a lot of fun. It was a very different vibe to the ones we've done in the Senate, obviously, because the dynamic is different. It was much more intimate, and we gave ourselves all the best seats, which is a standard piece of encounter design. If you want to intimidate people. Then we had a nice little bit of a chat after that. A couple of other plot writers came through with a bit of a chat about plots. It seems, as near as I can tell, everything has gone pretty well so far. So unless everything catches fire and falls into a swan tomorrow, I think we've had a good event. I think I've had a good event. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Night night, folks. It's 11:30 Sunday morning. I've been up for about 3.5 hours. It's been busy. It's been hectic. In addition to the normal morning stuff like the egregore meeting and talking to various plot writers and similar, and a little bit of a takedown, some of our players have done something significant and dramatic that will have, I think, far-reaching consequences on the field today and down the line. I don't want to say too much because I don't know how it's going to go in play, but part of me is a little sad that it's happened, but not in a bad way. I'm also very pleased about some of the things it says about control of your own characters and creating your own stories and similar, and the fact that our game supports that. And I'm going to be fascinated to see how it turns out. I'm also very pleased about how it happened, just selfishly, because for various reasons, I receive occasional ribbing from Matt about a thing that I will now be able to say, yes, but in Event 3 2019, it directly contributed to a massive and significant piece of game on the field happening, so up yours. And I'm a sad and petty little man, so that matters to me. Aside from that, usual Sunday morning. Again, I'm almost worried about how well it feels like this event has gone. I've spoken to some players who seem to have had a really good time with things. I survived my public Sodogger audience last night, and they're always a little bit of a challenge. But more importantly, the feedback that we're receiving, particularly about things like plot encounters that have been run by various members of the plot team, just seems to have been largely good. And it's contributing to my mood of actually having enjoyed the event, having enjoyed doing a lot with people in the field, which is not normal. I'm currently not wearing my shirt, you may have noticed, primarily due to the fact that it ended up covered in breakfast burrito juice. You didn't need to know that, but now you do. I'm going to go back to work now, and I'll speak to you later. Bye. Also, I can't work out how to sign off these videos, so I keep saying bye, even though I know that I'm going to edit these together into a single video, which is largely going to be a video of me saying bye to people. I'm sure I'll work something out. Bye. It's 3:10. We just have to time out. No, it's 3:10 on my computer. We just have to time out. I'm not really sure what to say. Solid event. Really, really good teams backstage. It's been great working with plot. We've done a bunch of sort of on the fly things which have worked well. Loads of nice little touches. I think having Dave Kibblewhite sort of taking the lead on a lot of stuff has been relaxing. Basically, a chunk of the part of the actual event job that I find stressing and annoying just evaporated at the point where somebody else is managing a bunch of the plenipotentiaries. I'm not sure how the final Senate session went, because I was just rammed with some last minute documentation stuff I needed to do, which is fair enough. I think we managed to get stuff in. I really regret the fact that we wrote some pretty not vital. We wrote some in-character documents before the event started, and then forgot to give them out until the end of the event. That wasn't particularly ideal. A bunch of people have turned back up for a meeting, so I'm going to stop now. I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye. It's about 4:45.
It is the time I was getting Samuel home.
Well after time out. We've had a math chat. Clive is about to take Samuel home, and the key discussion topic at the moment is it's better to be the princess.
You want to be the princess, but you don't want anyone to know you're the princess.
You want to be the princess, but you don't want anybody to know you're the princess. I'm not going to provide any further context. I'll speak to you later. Bye. It's 8:30. We've just finally locked in all of the military orders. And yeah, there's a real feeling of enthusiasm. We've got a couple of plot writers in as well, chatting with us as we finish the orders. And there's already a lot of planning for cool things we're going to do next event, or well, that they're going to do next event. I'm not, just mostly listening, and it's good. It's really good. It has been, I think it's been a brilliant event. It's been fun to run. I enjoyed the role playing that I've done. I enjoyed seeing other people having a whale of a time creating and running their plots, playing their NPCs, and the players I've interacted with, at any rate, seem to have had a fucking great time, which is, what pays for my Steam addiction. And we've had the servers left up as well, which is quite nice. Normally, this is a slight tangent. Normally the servers go down fairly quickly, but we've been left on with electricity until tomorrow. Because the servers are now in our office, it basically means that we've been able to check rituals and people have been reading winged messengers, and everybody's taking turns to go through the synod motions and things. And so, yeah, it's a really nice chat. I'm looking forward to the next event at the moment. We'll see if that survives downtime. And I'm currently in the middle of changing my trousers, just so you know. And I'm quite enthusiastic. I'm looking forward to the party this evening. Really good event. Right, speak to you later. Bye. It's just after 10 o'clock and we're in Stratford. Whichever place it is that we go to the pictures. I think we're stopping off to have a little bit of breakfast, and then we might be off to go and see Spider-Man. We left very early, really early, sort of like 8 o'clock, 8:15. The high point of my morning was going and waking Clive up, something which I'm still not comfortable talking about. And we've had a really good event. We've been listening to Pratchett on the way back, and I'm being judged. I'm going to have to go, I'm afraid. I'll try and give you a proper update later when I have more time. Bye. So, it's 5:15. We've been back home for only a little while. We got back just after 4. I'm very tired. Sam's dad is cooking us a nice big tea, which I'm looking forward to. It's the Sunday tea we didn't have yesterday. And so far, the social media buzz seems positive, which is always nice. I haven't seen anything that's brought me down, which is rare. Seems like an awful lot of people had a really good event on both sides of the hedge as well. There were surprisingly few dramas to deal with. As I've said several times in these last little video clips, good event, really good event. I'm going to finish up. With a little story, which is kind of about why I'm so proud to work for PD. Last night, while we were at the crew party, Graham spotted a message on Facebook from one of our crew saying that there were 3 players stuck at Banbury Station, because all the trains to Aberystwyth had been, stolen by ghosts or something, but there were no trains to Aberystwyth. So, between them, Matt, Ali and Graham contacted those players, got them a taxi back to site. I think one of the red caps, maybe a Piri, made sure they had a tent. Claire made sure that they had stuff to sleep on. We had a donated airbed. Graham was able to scrounge up a sleeping bag, and today the boss has made sure that they can get back to the train station and resume their interrupted journey home. And realistically, that little anecdote sort of sums up why, despite all my whinging, despite all the stress and stupidity. That's why I'm glad I work for PD, because at the end of the day, my boss, I don't know, but that's the story. And that's why I feel good about my decisions about the last 16, however many years, 15 years or so it's been, being associated with profound decisions. So I'm going to sign off there. I suspect that thinking back over it, that this video you've just watched has been full of me saying everything's great, I'm having a great time, I've done some work, it's been good. But that, realistically, is a summary of the event we've just had. Serve of motions tomorrow. Until then, judgments. Serve judgments tomorrow. Until then, bye.